What does that say? There goes Sean again, hitting the fucking live button before letting me know. Welcome, everybody.
Welcome to the Plumes of Hazard.
Welcome.
So, how's everybody doing tonight?
All right.
No, not so good.
I'm kind of feeling blue.
A little bit blue, yeah. I agree. What's everybody
I'm
vaping?
pretty green.
I'm feeling like I just shot a hooker.
Yeah?
Oh yeah.
Got this garbage taste in my mouth.
Agreed on that. Agreed.
I'm tired of the gum. I'm
Yeah,
tired of the fucking everything.
Yeah? Using the chips?
I've gained like 800 pounds.
So, shall we go around? What are you vaping on, Fu?
I've got a green smoke, cig-alike. It's pretty shit. I mean, aside from, I feel like I'm in a Humphrey Bogart film, there's not really much else going on.
Yeah. Frankly, your dear.
Yeah. It is menthol, but it's not very good menthol.
Yeah.
Thanks to what about you?
I've got a couple cig-alikes that I'm testing for tonight. I've got a Logic and a Fin. Fiend. Yeah, that's what I got going on tonight. Just these things, they keep dying, so I keep getting more for you guys to vape on. What about you, Sean?
I have a blue with some menthol. And I have a Views with some menthol in varying nicotine strengths and this very diverse flavor palette.
I think I'm nicked out from it.
Right?
I would probably be more nicked out if I knew if this was 17 or 24 nick.
Probably.
How about you, Masty?
Is the draw too open for you, Sean?
How about fuck you? Because I've been shut up, dog. Cranky. I take this little wood stick and I jab it inside of some eggplant to get as much nicotine as I can on it.
Yeah.
Because I just had I went and tried cig-alikes, and the fuckers are like 24 milligram, and there's some that are between 25 and 30 or some shit. So I used them for a little bit, and I was never a huge pack of smoke a day person, and now I just fucking had to quit cold turkey.
Right.
Because I couldn't work my way down to 12 to 6 to 3 to 0.
Well, you could always take the get on that Chantix and try to not kill yourself or somebody around you.
Nah, I already feel like punching a baby. So.
Yeah.
That's fair. So.
Like newborn or like toddler or what?
Like all of them.
Like, line them up.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I get that. Did anybody get any new and interesting vape mail in? I mean, I mentioned, I got this Views.
Yeah, how about you,
Vape
Phil?
mail? Does that even exist?
Well, vape mail, like, I went to the...
Oh, you mean back in the day?
Yeah, like I went to the gas station and bought this Views instead of the blue to try. And I'll tell you, it's hard. This is the hardest.
Because I was gonna say, mail doesn't even come anymore.
No.
You have to go out in the field and wait for the plane to come by and string up your fucking string to get the shit. I mean,
This is the hardest hitting e-cig I've had in the past year.
So I don't know if you noticed, but with this dour mood that I'm in at the moment, I keep making the Don Cleone face. You know, I'm just frowning and pissed all the time. But Fu, what I think you've got news first. You might as well go through yours first.
What do I have to talk about?
That's what we used to talk about anyway.
Yeah.
I mean,
you got that green smoke. You want to talk about that? I haven't tried one of those in a long time.
It's 45 milligrams.
Jesus Christ.
And it got nicked out after about 2 pulls.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't taste very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bought 2 because fuck it, why not? Maybe there's a good one out there. So I bought 2. This piece of shit is the Logic. It's about 4 miles long. I might as well, I mean, we used to have like an Ego, and that, one this long would be like about 900 miles. It would last you forever. Pretty banging. This is, however, not banging. This kind of tastes like, oh, it's blue. I'm sure you can see that, but it's blue. It tastes like dirt, and possibly some pond scum. The
This doesn't taste like fucking eggplant.
It doesn't even taste like eggplant. I would even take eggplant, and I fucking hate eggplant. God damn, do I hate eggplant. The Fiend has got this little thing. This thing's fucking like half price. It's like half as much as the other more expensive, nicer ones. This thing has got a little plastic thing in here, and you take it apart, and whatever. This one is white for some reason. And I was talking. Do you remember back? Way back, we used to know Ruby, right?
Yeah,
Ruby.
yeah.
So I happened to talk to her, and she said that this was her first one ever when she was trying to quit smoking before she dropped it because it tasted like shit. She said it tasted like burnt marshmallow, even though it's menthol. And I vaping on it. It tastes like if you were in a campfire, you stuck a marshmallow in it. You lit it on fire, you waited until it was black, and then you put it out in the dirt around it. That's what it kind of tastes like to me. Kind of wish it tastes like eggplant, and I don't know if I mentioned I fucking hate eggplant.
Yeah, you mentioned, yeah.
Did you hear that Evolve is now making the chips for the Toyota cars? That control the accelerator.
Oh yeah, is that right?
I heard Views tried to get them for that because these Views.
Hard times, man.
These Views have this fucking like revolutionary chip in it, man, where they stop vaping even if there's juice in the carto. Like, it has a puff count and it just stops.
Are you guys into spelunking? There's some old rundown stores in these strip malls and in the mall and shit like that. They're just empty and it's just glass everywhere. It's pretty cool to go in there and just mash shit.
All right.
When you got to rage.
Hey, if you got to rage, you got to rage. That's good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, that's all I got going on. What about you, Sean?
I mean, I got the blue that tastes like dirt and coffee. For some reason, menthol and these cigarettes taste like coffee.
How hard is it to get menthol?
I'm not sure. That's the thing. Like, you'd think menthol would be pretty easy, right?
Dude, all you got to do is do a mojito and suck on that thing at the same time. And you get the mint leaves up in there and just burn them.
Oh, word, yeah.
Well, and I'm looking at the box for this thing, right? Because I'm trying it out, and approximately 17 to 24 milligram nicotine. So that's a pretty
17 to 24.
Pretty decent range, and I think it's on the high end. You can start to get a little bit of a headache.
How the fuck do they expect people to work their way down from that? I don't understand.
I don't know. This one's 2.4%.
Maybe they hope that the next one is you buy one that's 24. Maybe that you'll get lucky the next time and get 20.
It's like the lottery. You buy yourself a lottery ticket, you get yourself a shitty little cig-like, and maybe you'll get the right nick.
Absolutely.
On the bright side, you see cigarettes went. I don't know if you guys have bought a pack. I just bought one yesterday because I'm over this shit.
Yeah.
I bought a carton and it was like $12. Gone down in price.
Nice.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah. Well, because for the longest time there was surplus, and now it's just fuck, you can almost get them for free.
No shit.
I think the local health department has them.
You have to trade in your chits though, right? And you get like a
Dude,
like stamps.
you can get for Wapari, you can get like a fucking crate full of cigarettes.
Mm.
Those things go for a lot.
That's good to know.
Yeah. Well, they did. The government just finished doing that cash for electronic clunkers, and you bring your shit in, and you can either get cash or you can get cigs.
You see, oops, how surprised. I'm not surprised that Understudy has the chip-controlled high horse cigarette.
Well, so I don't necessarily have it because of the chip control. I have it because, let's be honest, guys, it's the hardest hitting fucking e-cigarette in the market.
Yeah, that's
it's
true.
4.8%.
You get clouds?
Oh, that's like, here, check out these fucking clouds.
I'm got two in my hand to do that exact same thing. Oh yeah.
Maybe next time we meet up, which is gonna be like probably never, because I don't have a reason to go up there. I could dream of you guys blowing some of that in my face, so it's like reduced nicotine.
Right.
Did you guys hear that one of my local tobacco shops had a cloud contest? The guy who won actually took like 6 of these.
Yeah.
At one time and
That's awesome.
That guy, talk about reckless throat hit, man. Lord have mercy.
Dude, he almost had to go to the hospital afterward for throat hit. It was bad.
Wow.
Yeah. So
that's all I got though, Masty. I mean, I know they kind of screwed you without Zero, so you can't really do.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about it, man. I've lost so many modern friends to suicide that it's not, hey, you take what people love and their work and all that, and people just go crazy. They're in
I can understand that.
You work for so long building stuff that help people, and then the government comes and takes it all away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
R.I.P. and P, my friend.
Yep.
R.I.P. and shirt.
R.I.P. and P.
Mm-hmm.
R.I.P. and P.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking 45 milligram, dude.
There's not really much else to talk about on this show anymore, yeah?
We might as well just bounce out. Fuck it.
All right. I'm out.
Propaganda is the information presented
Pick
a
up
group or
the
movement.
papers and the trash. Or you won't get no spending cash. And when you're finished doing that, oh no, bring in the dog, put out the cat. Yakety yak, yakety yak, yakety yak. Yakety yak, yakety yak. Yakety yak.
What up, everybody? Oh, shit. And I am stuck. Damn it. There we go.
Nice.
Mo better.
So, you guys obviously noticed that something weird was going on. We saw the chat going the whole time. You wanna? I don't remember the guy's name. Sean, who was the guy that told Grim about this idea?
Wow.
He's muted.
Good.
There's a guy by the name of Andrew who had
Andrew. That's right.
Who and basically the idea was to kind of give everybody a look into what could happen and what this market could be in 6 months to a year if we don't do something about it. And there's a lot of avenues to do that, but that's what Plumes could be. I mean, Plumes wouldn't exist, obviously, but that's a look at what Plumes would be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, how fucking boring is this?
Dude, I was getting a little depressed there.
I know.
Holy
It
shit.
was the black and white and everything.
Yeah.
Like,
I got a
honestly,
little teary-eyed.
because we probably never would see each other again.
No.
Because we wouldn't have anywhere to go, and like just a whole bunch of terrible, terrible things. And we're at this point, like right now we're at the final, in kind of the final hour of this stuff. Things are changing. There's new advocacy stuff coming up every week. Even we've picked up a lot more on it because we have to.
We're marching into war.
It's really, it's just one of those things. Like, there's so many ways to get involved, and there's so many ways that we need to get involved.
God, that was such a good hit. I just took a blast. I'm like, oh.
I know, that was awesome. That's the first thing I did. I'm like, fuck this shit.
Yeah, dude, I need
That was hard to do. It was hard to sit there.
I need some 100 watts to the face, dude.
So midway through that whole segment, I reached over and I grabbed my mod and and I'm like, nope.
I did too. I'm like, I gotta get this taste out of my mouth. I was like, oh wait, not yet.
But
And yes, I didn't have one because the lowest I could find was fucking almost 18, 20 something, and I'm not gonna fuck around with that shit.
Right. I think one of mine might have been a 1.2. No, 1.6%. So 16 milligrams.
I just kind of got whatever, 45 milligram YOLO.
Right. The other one's 2.4.
But CASA, and I linked the CASA call to action page. I linked the CASA call to action on the FDA workshop page. There's the vaping militia. There's not blowing smoke. There's SFATA if you're a vendor and want to get involved. And there's so many good ways to get involved. And it's really important at this point that we all get involved.
Yep.
Calling representatives, letting them know that you vape, letting them know that it's important to you.
How much easier can freaking CASA make it on you, too, by the way? If you're not a member of CASA, it's casaa.org. Go sign up. It's free to sign up. All you have to do literally is get emails. And then when you get the email, you click on it. It takes you to a thing. You put in your information, and you hit go. They will let you can obviously change the email around to however you want. You can clear it out, write totally your own, but they start you with a well-written, well-done, topical to this whatever call to action it is for national or for state. And they put it in there for you. They've got all of your representatives for you already there, ready to go. You just hit click. If you want to be that lazy about it, and that's okay because it's better than nothing, just send the one that they've got there for you. They're going to get it. They're going to see it. They're going to start emailing you about it because they do me already, and they have been for a year. Now, most of it is form letter stuff that they're sending out about what they're doing, but I reply back to those sometimes. If there's something in there that I'm interested in, I'll get right back to them. It's really, really easy to at least do that.
Yeah. And let's not forget that, it's not just the U.S., right? It's all over the world.
It's all over the world.
Australia's got it bad. Europe's got it bad. I don't know the people to talk to there.
Right.
But it's not just the U.S. guys. It's not just us. And there will be precedent for the first country that does an outright ban or an open system ban.
I got a couple of PMs about my suicide joke, and it wasn't a joke. That wasn't a joke.
No, neither was mine.
And it's serious because what happens when you don't have this avenue is you go on Chantix, you go on these things, you quit cold turkey. That makes people do some crazy shit.
It does.
So it's not a joke.
It's documented. Dozens and dozens of people have died because they killed themselves because of this shitty drug that they've FDA approved, by the way. Totally safe, FDA approved, except it makes you want to murder things.
We realize that there's probably I realize that there probably will be a few people who think that that's off color, but the fact of the matter is it's true.
And the FDA's got a laundry list of drugs that they have let onto the market without proper testing.
Right.
Chantix isn't the first.
No, not at all.
But it sucks because that's the alternative, man.
I will say that I'm sorry if you did get offended by that, but it wasn't a joke. We're not making fun of it. We're not making light of it. It's serious.
Yes. Yeah. Somebody in chat actually just said that Chantix made them suicidal. I know my mom was on Chantix for a while, and she had a really tough time.
Yep.
Really swayed emotions.
Yep.
So it's really not a joke. We're really trying to bring light to a serious issue that could happen right now.
Yeah, we normally try to joke around and cut up, and it's arguably, the default with us is, yes, we're usually being shitty and whatever, giving you shit or making a joke, but not that time.
No.
Nope.
Not laughing. So, yeah.
That being said, I am going to link all of this stuff, a lot of the places that you can go, in the description. And Vaping Militia was kind enough, Joe Barnett over at Vaping Militia was kind enough to send me the Vapor's Personal Responsibility Card.
Mm-hmm.
and I'll link that too. It's a PDF, but I'm gonna go over the contents of that. Register to vote. Join CASA. Join the vaping militia. Be an advocate everywhere. Support those that support you by patronage of the stores that support advocacy. Support advocacy, support responsible vapors, and educate your vendors when needed. Become active in social media and spread a positive message about benefits to family and friends. Become active in local vape groups. If there isn't one, start one. It's a lot easier to mobilize that way. Educate yourself on local, state, and federal issues that affect vaping. Make yourself aware of local government by reading local agenda items for your city council or city commission. And CASA will give you a lot of the vaping-related stuff right there to you. And contact your senators and representatives and start dialogue. Find out how they view vaping. Find out their issues. Show support if they support you.
Are you finished with that?
Yeah.
Because or this one that too just said, "Are we in a choir? Yay!" Obviously making a joke about we're preaching the choir, but the point is that's actually kind of the point. You might be in the choir in that you're a user, but there's a vast majority of the vapors out there that don't do anything to help this. So yes, you're kind of in the choir, but not really.
And we also get played in shops, so maybe somebody will see this that hasn't necessarily seen that, because hey, when you guys are out there and you go into these local shops, ask them, what are you doing for advocacy?
Yep. What are you doing?
It doesn't matter which one you want to choose or you want to do. Just ask them, what are you doing?
Right.
You have flyers. You have information available for people. When a person makes when you make a sale, do you talk to people about it? All of that, because if you put that impression on a brand new vapor, that'll stick with them, because it's important. Because that's important to them at that point. Whether you're blowing clouds at a cloud contest or it's your first, device, it should be all the same.
Right on.
Absolutely. To your choir analogy, it's like if you were in a choir and only 5 people out of 100 were singing.
There you go.
That's pretty much where we're at right now, and that's what it feels like.
It's when you start elbowing people.
Yeah. And that's kind of what we're doing. We're just elbowing a little bit.
Right. Visual
aid.
Because we love you.
Absolutely.
We really do. That's why we do the whole show. We love you and we want to keep doing this. And honestly, it's not all totally altruistic. I want to keep vaping myself.
Me too. I love doing this. I love the new toys. I love the technology. I love all that. I love everything about this stuff.
We want to keep vaping, and shit has gotten real and will continue to get real, and we kind of have to adapt.
Yep. I was going to wait until a little later to talk about this too, but since it's advocacy related, on both ours and Matt's Suck My Mod shirt site, I Vape, I Vote shirts went up, and proceeds from that are all being donated to CASA on both of our shirts. So there's one in Matt's store and one in our store.
And that's why ours is a little bit more expensive.
No, they're the same. They're exactly the same.
No, more expensive than our other ones.
True. Because any one of those shirts is donating money to CASA. So any one of those shirts that you buy, money goes to CASA for that. I figured that was probably worth mentioning now. A little later while we talk about it. So shall we get off the potential gloom and doom and hammering stuff into people's heads? All right, so that's it. That's what we got for you guys. We will move on forward with the show, and I think Brian, you have something to start a little out of order.
I do. So a little bit out of order this time. I was as people know that we've been watching the show. I've been after an Uber toot for quite some time, and Sean landed one in a trade before I did, and that's cool. I was happy for him. I did get to use it at con, and it was awesome. And about a month ago, just kind of out of the blue, maybe the first time that I mentioned it, somebody emailed me just randomly and said, "Hey, I was one of the lucky few that got one of these, and I'm kind of into dripping now, and I'm not really using it." And I watched the show, and would you like to trade for it? I said, yes, absolutely. I don't know what I have, but you've got open season or whatever I ever got. I'd love to have it. And he was traveling out of country for a while, and said, I'll hit you up when I get home. So about 2 weeks ago, he emails me back saying, "Hey, man, I'm about to get back in, and I've been trying to figure out what of the things that you mentioned that I might like, and I was trying to think of what I wanted out of it, and he said I've actually kind of had some time to think about it the last couple weeks, and I think hashtag kickbacks." And I went, "What?" No. I'm gonna pay for it or whatever. And he came right back on email and said, "No, you guys are amazing. You make me laugh all the time, and I just figured that I would like to do that for you, and I've got some other stuff that I want to give to the guys." So without further ado, I would like to show everybody this, which is my Uber Toot, and I could not be happier or more grateful to, and I apologize up front.
We need a sound clip for the Uber too.
Yeah, no. I sent one today. Did you see that?
Huh?
I sent one today as an idea for that.
I didn't.
That's all right. We'll work on that later. But
I like that one better. The Uber too.
I'm done. So I want to say thank you to Sjord, and I hope I'm saying your name right. I'm not Dutch. I'm just not. So I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. You are absolutely the man.
Let's just call him Hans.
We'll just call him Hans.
Hans.
So he sent me an Uber Toot. He wouldn't let me pay for it, and I'm humbled and I'm amazed. I'm grateful, and I don't know what really else to say. I'm going to do a review on it on another show when we get more time, and I've had some more time to play with it. But yeah, that's what he sent me. And he also sent other stuff for you guys, and I already sent it to you guys. So, Foo, would you like to go?
He sent me a billet box.
He sent a Foo and billet box.
I've also since bought a borrow tank for it. I fucking love it. Got some PB and jam in here, and a billet bridge.
And you did look a little 007 the other day in that picture that you were all dressed up.
Yeah.
Yep. If you go to my Instagram, I took a very... The thing is, I think I mentioned it I think when we were talking about the billet box, when I first saw this, I got to play with one of these, the first vape meet I ever went to, kind of reiterated what I said on that show back in like July 2013. I got to play with one of these when they were just the bare aluminum, polished aluminum. And I was just fucking amazed by it, and I still am. I'm like, this is a fucking James Bond mod. I had an MVP and a Cardo tank then, and this was just like, just so next level. And I've wanted one since, but I was never really actively pursuing one because it was one of those like, I'm never gonna fucking get one. I'm not gonna wake up to ever, try and jump online. And it's nice that I have one now, and it's really sweet. And I couldn't be more grateful. Thank you. This is awesome. I wanted one of these for a while.
Right.
It's nice too.
Sean?
Yeah, he sent me a proper high horse Addy, actually.
Yes, he did.
A Nitro R that I probably spent a good hour and a half arguing with to build. And I finally think I have it working pretty well with some PB&J. It's dual coil vertical wicks with 0 chamber space and a tank that sits on top and kind of like auto drips down in. And it's a really good vape. So I'm super happy and super thankful, man. And like I don't, I feel like just saying thank you isn't enough, and I really don't know how to remedy that.
We've been under discussion to solve that particular problem, and I think we may have a small care package we can send out. He said he wanted a sticker. That's what he wanted for all this, and Master hasn't even gone yet. That's what he wanted for all this, is he wanted a sticker, and I was like,
well, I got big ones and little ones both for him.
we can find you a sticker. Masty. Yeah, Masty, I love Masties too. Masties are hilarious.
I'm having internet problems over here because I keep hearing you guys go. So
you are a little potato as well.
Yeah.
But see, I knew it was acting up. Oh, it just shit the bed.
Yeah.
He went black. He went all totally black.
No, when I'm back,
it's Google.
it's gonna freaking catch up and be like.
We can hear you,
Am I
Masty.
back
Just
now?
go.
Yeah, we hear you. Go.
We should just type to him since he's coming through fine to me. How about you?
Yeah, I hear him fine.
He's a little potato, but
Can you guys hear me?
Yes. Yes, we
Yeah.
can. We can hear you. Apparently he can't hear us.
Daz just said dibs on the nitro.
Yo, let me refresh. Hold up.
Sure.
Foo.
The Beatles.
So for those that are watching the replay later, Foo, and while we were waiting for Master, Foo just said the billet box is just one of those things I never thought would come to fruition, like saying I want to sleep with Julianne Moore.
And
also,
Ruby's response, "Ooh, you want to sleep with her?"
The Beatles said "Foo back rub." Very nice.
Boy, Masty must be really seriously refreshing.
Yeah. So, Fu, do you wanna shoot your news real quick, and then
Yeah,
we'll,
let's do your news. We'll come back to Mast. That's a good idea.
News. I got a Stumpy kit for my Rose. Much more
see you got
manageable.
it-
Holy fuck.
Yeah,
I
see you've got it in a.
Thanks to go potato out.
Maybe.
Nope, I hear him. He's good.
Anyway, so Stumpy kit, I kept the old clear tank section on, so it gave me a little more capacity, shrunk my drip tip like Angsty instructed me to, and this thing lasts a while. I can chain vape it endlessly. I don't know if I mentioned that last week, but
All right, word up, y'all. How do I sound here?
You're good.
Perfect.
You're fine.
Good.
you look
Okay,
like you're about
so-
to commit a B&E.
Of what?
So you're all blacked out. You look like you're going to commit B&E.
True. So I got a
If you want to ride, don't ride the wild.
our roses.
More roses.
More roses. Yep. Turn around. Bundle of
We'll
sticks.
put Sean in the corner.
I can't do this anymore.
So yeah, I got it in and took it apart into a million pieces and cleaned it all out and not bad at all.
Yeah.
It's got to be the most flavorful vape I've had for a long time, definitely. I mean, it's tight, but it's it's doable. So
It is not a giant cloud chasing like open air draw.
no, but it's good. It tastes
Yeah.
great. I got PB and J in here, and it's working awesome.
PB&J is surprisingly good, and actually I didn't think it would be that great. But just because it's such a rich flavor or whatever, but it's good.
I like carving it a little bit too. I feel
Yeah.
I don't know. It just feels pretty good. And I got a Stumpy kit on the way, and thank Angsty help me build it out. And yeah,
Yeah, man.
it's been through a tank, and I've been vaping on this one, and it's almost to the half. So
Brand
Good.
delegation.
I feel like I need to buy another rose now.
So we can all matchy match.
Yeah.
I like the I can do lung hits with it, no problem. But the mouth to lung on some juices, I have noticed that it's a bit harsher on some than the others. So, but yep.
We'll see how I feel about the type.
And this is
Oh, I want to
a
get another Rose.
No, I said we'll see
This
how I
is-
feel about the Typhon GT2, and then I'll make the decision of whether or not I want another rose.
yeah, it's a 1.8 ohm, and I'm running it at 20 watts. 20 watts.
20 watts. So while you were gone, Massey, Foo started his news, and he was talking about getting his Stumpy kit in.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's all good. Stumpy kit's nice. Makes it look less ridiculous. Because when I had it on here, it was like a fucking antenna, like I was scanning for police cars and shit. Just looking
Yeah.
at it in the center console. But I like it. It's solid. I still use the K-Fun, but I like the Rose a little more. 'Cause I can chain vape it as much as I want without getting a dry hit.
Yeah. Right on.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up. Have you got anything else this week? I don't remember.
I look around at my desk. Well, we'll talk about this later.
Word? Oh yeah, we will.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm pretty set, I think.
All right. Okay, we already talked about short. So we're done with that one. We have. Oh, so here's the next piece of news. So besides my amazing Uber toot, you guys know if you've been watching the show this last month or so about my quest for the billet box to find the way, just a way to make the billet box work for me. I've pushed through. I've got to just get on the other side of the whole battery life thing, carry an extra set of bats if I need it. I've tried the billet bridge. I tried the kangaroo, and I tried the Solero by Irk, and the kangaroo by Omen. And I finally, this last week, figured out the perfect way to make it work for me, to get the vape that I want. And how I did that was I traded it for a fucking zero. Woo!
Don't sound too happy you got rid of your billet box. Damn.
Right. That's all I gotta say about that.
I muted angst, y'all, so drink if y'all are.
Oh boy.
I love you, Billet Box. You will always be with me forever.
You know, Mast is a lifelong member of Hemp.
Yes. So I really did. I tried everything because I wanted to I mean, you guys know I've said it a half dozen times in the show. I love everything about the billet box.
Wait, Chad just said, Angst, what do you think of the Solero?
You're probably getting that.
He hasn't caught up yet. Oh, there he goes. He's caught up. That is awesome.
I really did. I loved everything about the freaking billet box, but I could not get how I want the vape that I wanted out of that thing. And I think a lot of it is the juices that I like are these light, fruity or minty sorts of juices, and none of them tasted good out of the billet box. None of them. You have to do something heavier, and it's good out of there.
You could have just put a Cardo in there and done Raspberry.
Yeah, but what would I vape a Cardo for? Come on. I mean,
dude, have you tried Raspberry in a Cardo?
I haven't had Raspberry in a Cardo
sir,
probably 2 years. Not for probably 2 years. There's no doubt. I haven't had a Cardo in forever. I don't miss the Cardos.
That's kind of why I like these, tighter airflow tanks for it.
The Solero is good. Again, the stupid triangles. I can't see his name. Is like Kenan Debel.
Yeah.
So the Solero is actually quite good. It's really easy to build. At least if you have a Boro tank, it's pretty easy to build. It takes a little doing. If you've ever built a Kanger, the old school Kanger heads, it's kind of the same thing.
But it isn't easy to build, right? Because you can't pulse your coils.
Can't pulse your coils.
Squeeze your coils together after the fact.
Nope.
So I mean, it is and it isn't easy to build. It's kind of a pain in the ass at the same time.
I wouldn't say it's a pain in the ass, but it's not easy to build. It's not bad though. You never rebuilt Kanger coils either, right?
I did not.
I mean, it's not much different than that.
Oh, fuck that.
Yeah.
I rebuilt Kanger coils before, and I would say fuck that.
If you get one and you want to learn how to do it, I did a whole photo tutorial on how to build and wick it on the discourse at the home page. Go check that out there. It's got a bunch of, it's got a normal title. You'd be able to search for it. But yeah, no. So that billet box aside, I found a guy that had an old Zero. He's got 3 of them, I guess, and he was willing to trade me his DNA 30 Zero. Obviously pre-owned and well loved, but no, I couldn't be happier, man. I've used a friend's at a store for a few minutes or whatever, God, like a year and a half ago, and just loved it. And I've never been able to have one, and now I've got one, and it makes me really happy. So we'll talk about that again later. I do have it did come with a sleeve. I'm not a big fan of what this one looks like personally. Let me get that on cam. So I'm gonna have I've asked a friend of ours that does patinas to fix it up. So I need to get that out to him so he can do
You
his
also have
magic.
a really nice sleeve coming from a guy named Gavin, because I have 3 of his coming, and
Right.
one I'm shooting over to Brian. And I got to tell you guys, like, when I get my 0 and when we get these sleeves, we'll show them off. But this guy makes the most beautiful 0 sleeves I've ever seen.
He
Hands
does a really good job.
For those who don't know, the historic
What
one
they're
with
talking
Angsty,
about?
Angsty's never ever in his life been this enthused about sleeves. So
It's true. I have a reason to like sleeves. So we'll
First time
say
for everything.
basically, fuck our 1-year mark. By the way, we hit 6,000 subscribers on YouTube. Thank you, but fuck that. Angsty is a fan of sleeves. This is a bigger feat than any of that.
Right. We should just end the show on that bombshell. Oh boy. Oh, delicious. We'll talk about the Uber 2 later. Sean's already kind of talked about it, but I'm going to talk about it too because I just got one and I'm really happy about it. So the other piece of vape mail that I got this week, which this whole week has been the epicest of epic vape mails for me. Epicus. I also got a traded for my Bambino away and got an Aeolus, which
What? Areolas?
What was it?
An areolus.
Yeah, you want
Areolas.
to Nasty
I
say.
love how me and Mass were probably both thinking of that an hour ago. It didn't say anything to the other one.
You want to ruin the joke? So I got my Areola stripper.
Actually, it was the wrong one. I meant to do.
Thank you.
Back to the old school.
Let's see. Ooh, let's do close-ups. Closey-uppies. So guess what looks really cool in this? The answer is the router tip by Loki Lab, which I'm using on there right now. So check out that. It's weird. There's air on the top. So if you've not seen these things before, instead of having the traditional holes right in the barrel, the air comes from the top on both sides. And also what's cool is it's adjustable by this little guy right here, which works pretty well too. There's a couple little funky things with it though. The top cap is very heavy, very stainlessy, and the O-rings are a little loose. So if you just happen to kind of touch it, just kind of pops right off there, and it'll just fuck, it just
damn, easily excited.
That actually was not on purpose, but that's what happens. So the airflow comes in the slots, down the holes, on top of your coils. It's got a nice big deck on it. It's nice and easy to build on. The top guys are obviously flatheads, but they're also knurled, so you can hit them with your fingers to keep your stuff in place. Click. Works pretty well. I've got let me go back out to normal view before people freak out and start drinking. Lord. Or complaining, that might be the worst, even worse than that. What was I going to say? Neural Pro screws, I already talked about that. Adjustable airflows, I already talked about that. And slippery ass O-rings, also talked about that. The one other con besides the slippery O-rings is I will say this does not like to be over-dripped. So it does have a nice juice well in there, but if you put any more than that amount of juice in it, with the air coming down from the top, I feel like it doesn't want too much juice on the coil, because if you put too much juice on the coil, I don't think the air is really accelerating and hitting the coils well enough, so you end up getting kind of a little bit of a wispy vape and a little bit of a harsher vape too. But no cat dumpling, that was not my twisted impression. That was literally just how slippery and heavy this thing comes off. Don't overdrip. That's basically the short of it. But the cool thing about those top airflows is you can just set this thing on its side and it doesn't drip. It's really awesome. There's been a couple things that do this. What comes to mind? The Marquis, what was the one that came before the Marquis that's basically the Marquis version 1?
Well, there's the Rogue, too. That's top.
Right. There's the Rogue, and the Cats or whatever has the side thing.
Cats.
Lograt
said they updated the O-rings, so they're off it easy now as well. So that's probably worth mentioning.
Maybe. That's possible. And you can also, anytime you ever need to tighten up an O-ring, right, you can just do a turn of dental floss, and that'll kind of poke out your O-rings a little bit too. And yes, Egan, I did say that areolas have slippery nipples. Not really. I didn't really say that, but we can run with it. That's fine. Overall, I would give this thing a thumbs up. The chamber is not the smallest I've seen, but it's really not too big either. It's kind of right in the middle. Flavor's good. Just don't overdrip.
Don't do it.
No, there's no problem with overdripping as far as like leaking. Ruby's saying absolutely not. I mean, it's absolutely does not leak, but you don't get a very good air hitting your coil if you overdrip. And that's really all I got to say about that. I've talked enough today.
Well, you got something else too.
I just
A shout out.
so I do have a shout out to do. He just emailed me and said your pronunciation is spot on for a Texan. Boy, Massey's probably got a song for that.
No, we're not gonna play that right now.
Not queued up? Okay. I want to give a shout out to a guy who's joined our discourse instance on the home page. His name is Vaping Biker, and he seems like a really cool dude. He might be watching either tonight or tomorrow because he's in the UK.
He's the guy who won the Vapor Lips box.
He is the guy who runs the Vapor Lips box.
I'm talking to him right now. He's awake.
Yeah, he's in chat.
He's watching.
Well done. I wanted to give him a shout out because I watched one of his more recent videos, which I'm going to link. Copy link address. I'm going to link this in chat right now because if for no other reason, you have to watch to the end of this first impressions thing and see his outro. He has got the best outro slogan-y thingy, however you want to say it. Hello, he says. It's fantastic. It was cracking me the hell up. So that's all I want to say. Just want to give him a shout out. Done. John.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. I was waiting for you to pass it off there.
I did.
Just to make sure. So I guess the first thing is that I want to follow up a little bit because I don't think we ever really did a proper follow up on the Solero, right?
Yep.
So we might as well do that a little bit.
That's a really good idea because I definitely have some opinions.
Yeah, me too. And here's my opinion. It is by far the best vape that I've gotten out of the billet box, but it is also too finicky for me to give a fuck. I had it built. It took me 2 builds to get one that was functioning right, not dry, not leak or flooding. That was working great. Worked great for about 2 days. Picked up my billet box, hit it, juice fucking everywhere.
Yeah.
And I kind of figured that was going to be one of those ones that you let it sit, and it was just going to be juice everywhere. And it kind of was. So I might give it one more shot, but honestly, I like the billet box for its simplicity, and I'm probably just going to go back to the Aspire coils.
Yeah. I found mine worked fine for like 2 tanks, and then I vaped it all one day, and then I went out to grab some beers with some boys, right? And I got there, we're sitting on the porch, and there's another guy over there vaping, and one guy with a cigar, and one guy smoking or whatever. So I was like, all right. So I pulled out my sexy little billet box, and after I just had a beer, right? So I took this nice drag, and it just tasted like hell burning tires. Just it was the worst fucking nasty ass dry hit. There was smoke up my nose. It ruined the entire dining experience. So I fortunately had my flask in the roast, and I vaped the rest of the night with that. And I got home, pulled the wick out, and that's the one that got me. That was the one that got me. So I went to go pull the thing out, and you can't pull it out. It can't be done unless you've got a cardo push to push it down from the top. You're gonna fuck up your build because you have to jam the shit out of there, and you can't put anything down the barrel because there's nothing in the barrel except for your coil.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so you gotta get it out of there. I finally got it out of there, and that was literally, it was within 10 minutes of that experience. Oh, and by the way, my cotton wasn't burnt. I don't know why I got a burnt taste, by the way, because it's fabulous for 2 tanks, and all of a sudden it tastes like garbage. Anyway, it was 5 minutes after that. I was in a hangout with these guys. I took pictures of it and said, I'm going to go balls out to see if I can't get a 0, and I posted on Moderator.
Well, and that brings up a really good problem, right? Even if you can get your cotton out perfect, like even if you take the thing apart, pull it out, and yank the cotton, and the cotton comes right out. You know what you can't do? You can't fucking burn your coil clean.
Nope.
So every single build and every re-cotton, you might as well just put in a new coil, because there's no 510 to put it on something else.
Now, what I did think of after the fact is if you do have a boro, you could, in theory, take the boro tank out, take the glass out, leave everything in place, and gently get your wick out, and re-wick it if you're really careful and get some good needle nose pliers or tweezers.
And you could also, I guess, put it back in the boro tank and screw it down and then dry burn it like that. But that's
I'll take more trouble than it's worth for 400.
That's pretty much.
Are you done with your news?
No, I was going to say that I want to hear what Massey's got to say because this is totally unique for Mass Blast.
Yeah. So I got the Solero, however the fuck you spell it, and I built a nice little coil on it. No problem on that. I wicked it. No problem on that. But I was curious because I played a lot. Started on cardos, and I played a lot with cardos and making holes wider, and then going to the XL ones and all that other good stuff. So, I did notice that the outer diameter of the hole was going to be smaller than the inner diameter of. It was going to be smaller than the inner diameter of your coil. So, even if you made a smaller coil, you still had an issue because you're putting cotton through. Like, for example, I built the 3mm one, and you put the cotton through, and the outside is so restrictive that you can't really get the amount of cotton that you would want to in the coil. But that's not a big deal. You wet cotton down, it expands, whatever. Cut the cotton up close. I thought I was going to be slick and pull the boro tank open and be able to jam it in there without going through. Wasn't going to happen. So went in through the bottom. It pulled the cotton down, so what I did was to test it again. I pushed it down, pushed the cotton in, pushed it up, and then while it was in the boro tank, tried to fluff out the cotton, on the inside. It leaked like a motherfucker in 2 seconds, just sitting there, right? And then I started vaping, and it's like gurgling, and it's okay. I'm like, all right, well, something's up. There's not enough cotton, keeping that juice from pulling in, and I only had the juice to the point to cotton was. I didn't even have the whole boro tank filled up.
Right.
You can just imagine if once it gets more pressure. So what I ended up doing was fucking pulling the thing apart and looking at it. Well, the holes are cut. They look like laser cut, but they have like a bevel around them. And I think that when I compare that to my cardos, and when I compare that to obviously cardos are different because of the membrane inside of them. But when I compare that to any of the other holes, even when you punch a hole in a cardo, you have a lot of, I guess, surface area tension there, where if you put the cotton up, it's going to be okay. Not that stuff can get behind the cotton and come down. So I had mine leak. I put it through a small one of the mass leak tests. Go from a cool environment to warm, and it was a disaster. And I got tired of cleaning stuff out of the billet box. So I assisted the help of the let's see, what should we call them? Not buy and flip, because you guys don't really flip, but the master traders, and they helped me get rid of my Solero, and now I'm a happy camper. So there you go.
Why this is important is because this is the first thing I've ever seen Mass sell. Ever.
Yeah.
As long as I've known him, he's never sold.
And I was very disappointed with the airflow. I mean, you have two. This is what makes sense. You have two air holes coming in. I don't even measure them, but they go into one that's the same size. You might as well just only have one hole. You got two air holes going into one that's almost the same size as the external air holes. So, hey, if I don't think that, for the $60-something, if you get yours to work, and maybe, I just didn't want to spend any time sticking with it anymore. So, because it was too tight for me, and I like the Kanger tanks. So that works.
Yep.
When it vaped fucking great. but the
It's a
fucking
fantastic vape, really. It just needs to be rebuilt every time, or have a good cardo push. I think that would
But-
work all right too.
I mean,
and
look,
the Aspires just work, right?
the hole in my Cardos, it's actually bigger than the hole that thing had in it. You know?
Yeah, I bought the billet as something to like take out to a restaurant and not have to worry about.
Right.
The Solero did not give me that option.
I mean, look at the juice holes in these XL
Yeah.
Cardos. They're fucking huge, and there is no leaking issue.
Well, and to me, the other thing that just bothered me about the billet is it's just a little underpowered these days, and I need a little more juice. I think that's all there is to it. Need more juice.
I don't mind it for going out for a restaurant. It's not an all-day, everyday kind of vape. It's I take it to a restaurant or to a movie, or I'm going to be gone a couple hours, and that's what I bought it for.
Yeah.
Something simple for that, and adding a rebuildable Addy into that mix, especially when like the Solero, which is a little bit finicky, kind of defeated the purpose that I bought the billet for.
Exactly. And the thing is, I haven't vaped on it, but I went off of these guys' opinions because I was looking into getting a Boro tank, and I'm like, I vaped on Sean's billet box with a bridge in it. I vaped on Angsty's with the Rue, and I'm kind of just like, you know what, this one I'm going to go with. They didn't like the rebuildable portion, which I was hoping would be a hit, because then I would have gotten one, but it wasn't so I kind of like, fuck it.
That's probably enough about that, yeah?
Yeah.
Next item is, and I didn't want to mention this prior because we were doing charity-ish things. We do have another T-shirt up as well, though, and that other T-shirt is probably one of my favorite T-shirt designs that we've ever done. It was came to fruition from the wonderful Nick Wettrick, and this is the shirt. So this is definitely a safety awareness shirt.
Yep, shout out to Zach, who originally posted that picture in the Plumes Facebook group.
Which we then edited
and Nick that fixed it. And
So,
Nick that fixed it, right?
Yep, Nick fixed it. There you go. The MOSFET Patrol shirt is also available.
I approve that message.
The last thing that I have to talk about real quick, and I can only talk about this briefly because I just got it today, courtesy of Veritube, not courtesy like I paid for it, so I guess courtesy is not the right word.
Courtesy because they were in stock.
Yeah, courtesy because they were in stock, and I liked Harry, so I wanted to buy from them. I got an SX Mini M-Class.
Ooh, so sexy.
It is. It's significantly heavier than I thought it was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you could put the heaviest of the heaviest Addies on the top, and it's solid.
Absolutely. The battery cover's a little grainy at first, and the edges are a little sharp for under pinky, depending on how you hold it. But so far, I really like the chip. The chip feels, where the SX350 didn't feel quite as consistent as the DNA, this feels spot on. Like, absolutely spot on and standard. Powerful is interesting. Powerful plus scares the crap out of me, and soft is kind of awful.
Yeah. Well, it depends, because are you running nickel build?
No, I'm not right now.
Okay.
I haven't had a chance to even consider doing a nickel build yet, because I just got it in earlier today. I'll probably rebuild a dripper with nickel and try it.
What?
Well, you guys bitch about tanks with nickel and them being terrible. So.
Mother of God.
It's not terrible. The Rose is all right, but don't bother with your KFN because it blows ass with nickel.
I've vaped on both. The nickel builds on drippers are definitely better.
Yeah.
We'll see. I'm going to try some of Matt's little nickel tips and tricks and see if I can get the taste away. This chip just feels advanced, though. Like, it's got so much information on the screen that it just feels advanced.
You know, some people complain about that.
I love it. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Like, it's got battery information, it's got joules, it's got watts, volts, battery voltage, the mode that it's in. I think it's fantastic. Like, it feels like a high-tech vaping device.
It's actually
and yet it's
cool,
not
though, because
big, right? It's not like the friggin' Vicious Ant thing that's got the big giant screen with too much shit on it.
It's probably got more information than the Vicious Ant one, too.
Right, but it's condensed.
And that's kind of cool for a new person too, or someone who moves up to that device, because you could see, okay, well, this is at 5 volts and it's got this ohm setting or something like that. You know, one of the coolest things that I like about these devices is like for example, nickel side, you put in a new coil. Oh, you ain't got to worry about doing shit. You just push these 2 buttons and hold it for a second. Oh, resistance reset, done. You're good to go.
Oh
No
wait, you don't
fucking
have to
around,
unscrew your
no
addy
waiting.
and then fire it
No.
3 times and then hope that it does it back when you put it back down?
And then lift 1 foot and stick your finger up in the air and all
Right.
that. No.
Wait, you have to unscrew your addy. It's like basically you have to push your car to start it every time.
Yeah.
Basically.
And hope that you have a 5-speed.
You want to know what one of my biggest bitches of the DNA 40 is that I haven't talked about until just now? I'm going to tell everybody because we're talking about nickel. When you do that, right, when you have you put a new nickel build on there, you want to reset it, you unscrew your addy, you fire it 3 or 4 times, you put it back on there, and you wait a minute, and you click fire, and see, hopefully it says, new coil up or down. When you push new coil, when you push up or down, it adjusts your wattage.
Yeah.
Do that. So if you do that a couple of times when you're switching shit around, you look down and you got a whole ohm difference, which is fucking annoying. Sorry, I'm done.
No, that's fair. And don't get me wrong, I still love my DNAs, but most of my DNAs are 30s, and I'm fine with that because of the issues with 40s. I just didn't care. But I will say, as a mod, and so far with the chip, from a first impression, this is probably the second best $200 mod I've ever used.
This guy just said, this is a cool feature where the screen doesn't glitch.
Yeah, it really does.
Somebody asked me about this this board today in one of the Facebook groups, and they said, how do you like the SX versus the DNA 40? And DNA 40 is what it is. It's a good board. They had their issues. The new ones, I'm getting a lot of good reports from people getting replacements like that are pretty solid, spot on.
This one's been
good.
perfect.
But the easiest way that I could explain it to them, I said, take all the bullshit, throw it out, and you have the SX board.
Yeah.
It works.
With a nicer screen.
And it works good. It functions. I think they fixed a lot of the issues that I had with the SX350. As far as the SX350 being too powerful at the lower watts.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to bullshit. I've had this board for over a month. And there were issues in the beginning that we communicated back to them. They sent us a software update.
Yeah.
And it fixed it.
And that's another really nice piece about it, right? Software updates.
Yep.
But I mean, other than the machining on the billet box, because I still think the machining on the billet box makes it absolutely the best device on the market for the cost. Mm-hmm. This is probably the best everyday use, functional, current $200 mod that I've ever used.
Oh yeah. It knocks the RDNA out of the park, man.
Oh, yeah.
It's a little bit bigger, but not by much, and it's
heavy, built well. The chip functions well. The chip has multiple modes depending on how you want to use it. It does go up to 60 watts. Not that I care about that. But it after using mass at a convention, like that's when I decided that I wanted one, and I really like it. I'm very happy with it.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'll update in a week and see if I hate it.
Would you say it's like a luxury, kind of like a luxury car that can take a beating?
Yeah, it really is. It's kind of like it's just in that world between like the middle end and the high end, where it's nice enough to be high end but not expensive enough, and it looks like it can just run through the fucking gauntlet. It's beautiful.
And that one ran you 190 something.
Yeah, I think 199.
Yeah.
From Veritube, and I mean they're really nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's all I got, Masty. What do you got?
I got one thing that I forgot to mention about the Aeolus, Masty, if you don't mind, real quick. I did try to rebuild this with nickel. He reminded me when he was talking about nickel. I forgot to mention this. I tried to rebuild this. What I normally use with nickel dual coils is I use 30 gauge, and the center post on this one, when you bottom out the screw, it doesn't go far enough down to trap 2 30 gauge wires. I could not get it to set and lock in, so this one is stuck on either single coil 28 or Canthal, which is what I built in here. FYI, if anybody's wanting to do nickel in this guy. All right.
All right. All that I have is just one quick blurb because we run long tonight. But I saw an article on a post that said China considers a complete ban on e-cig sales and manufacturing. This was pretty interesting, and it's mainly they're talking about Hong Kong. Obviously, China is huge, but I'm really starting to wonder if people who are going against the grain with e-cigs are just going to things that they can stop along the supply line, right? So devices being made, it slows everything down. Stop the nicotine, it slows everything down. So I really wonder how all that's playing along. People who have a lot of money, going to other places saying, hey, slow down on making these things or make these things unavailable. So, but that's something to keep an eye out for. And I will post the link to the article in chat. And that's pretty much all I got tonight.
Cool. Well, then we can announce our guest. Our guest tonight is wonderfully active in advocacy as well as running his own juice business. He is really a man of many names. Christian Bale, Batman.
I got this to play for him.
So what are you proposing?
It's simple. Kill the Batman.
So without further ado, everyone, this is Chris Waters.
Yay!
What's
Chris
up?
Waters is
And he's
muted.
Why do you want to kill me, Mass?
For anybody who's unfamiliar, his name, his actual name, because we have to be somewhat nice to that, is Chris Rivers.
Yeah, this is
Wait, which one is it? Rivers? Waters?
His name is Chris Flowers. He did a guest spot on Inside Vaping for Advocacy, and James screwed up his overlay, and it just said Chris Waters the entire show. So ever since then, he has been Chris Waters, lovingly to us.
What's up, guys?
What's up?
Wow. It's about time.
Why don't you tell everybody about yourself and who you are and what you do?
So I'm Chris Flowers, Waters, Christian Bale, whatever you want to call me. I own Crescent City Clouds, and we're a New Orleans-based e-liquid company striving to make a crisp, clean vape experience in a max VG formula. We started about a year ago. I think we opened about 2 weeks before Plumes started broadcasting. Some of y'all were lucky enough to try some of the betas.
Yeah. I've been hooked on Rex since, so it's been one of my
Yeah,
faves.
which is not Rex anymore, for the record.
Fuck.
It's not.
It's still real to me.
It's always Rex to Foo.
We're cease and desist brothers over there. But yeah, so I mean, it's been going really well. We just did our first convention at Vapor Slam, which was awesome. Get the word out there, and got to meet all you fine gentlemen. And
You are a big bitch.
You're a big bitch.
He is huge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I look a lot smaller on cam, that's for sure.
I'm not used to people being taller than me.
Yeah. Well, not as bad as Story, dude. That guy freaks me.
Adam's Story is, what'd you start calling him?
10
Master
story.
Foo? It's 10 Story, right?
Story, yeah.
That son of a bitch is big.
Oh, yeah. He is, man. But that doesn't even bother me because he's just larger than all humans.
That's true.
He's a gentle giant.
Yeah, he is. He really is.
But yeah, I mean, we just came out with the second line, which Fuju is named by Mr. Fubaka over there, and that's
Fugu?
he gave me the idea by mixing two of my flavors together and was like, "Hey, you should try this." It may or may not have been at 3 o'clock in the morning. In a random message on Facebook being like, "Hey, buddy, you should try this." But yeah,
There's a user in chat appropriately called "Come Drink with Me" that says, "Finally, Nola proud."
yeah,
I'm really bad at writing ideas down when they hit me because I don't have shit just happens and I'm just like, wow, I think this is a good idea. Let me go tell them.
yeah. Hey, it worked. I mean, I went through about 120 mils of it, and I decided it's probably good for the public if I can do that.
Right.
We will be giving away what did you say? Either your whole line or a 120, right?
Yeah, which basically it evens out. We have 12 flavors on the site. 3 of them are pre-mixed and ready to go. The rest of them are mixed to order. It'd be 15 mils of the whole line or a 120 of your choice, and we'll probably hook you up regardless, just because. But yeah, I mean, we have at least 4 different flavors in each flavor, so we wanted to bring a user experience into the mix. So I might taste more honeydew in one than you might taste more pineapple, so kind of bring, the consumer involved. You can get it online at crescentcityclouds.com. Also on Facebook.
Somebody asked about flavor profiles. Do you want to go a little bit into some of your more?
Yeah, we've got 4 fruits, 3 desserts, 2 tobaccos, and then the second line is its own completely different thing. Our fruits are really good. My personal favorite is Hermes. I'm dripping that in my dog mod right there. Yeah, and it's great. I've also got my Andes mint in one of my sub tanks. Which was a big hit at Slam. We actually sold out of 3 at Slam, which was awesome.
You saved a bottle for me.
And I saved a bottle for you and the Adirondack boys, because they were like trying to find me at the restaurant afterwards, like jonesing for it. Hey man, give me some Andes. Give me some Andes.
Yeah, what up, Adirondack Dave?
Yeah, they sent me this, but it apparently had 2 giant googly eyes on the back. And this is not what the receipt said when they sent me the receipt.
No, it is not.
File a complaint with them about that.
One of the biggest questions I'm sure we're going to get, international shipping or international distributor?
We don't have an international distributor right now, but if you send us an email at crescentcityclouds@gmail.com, we can probably work something out. We have shipped to Canada for a couple of winners and to England for a couple of winners in giveaways. So
then tonight, international works fine.
Yeah, we can make it happen for all the Plumes crew out there.
And there's always Do Swap, the subreddit.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, that's not a problem. I know y'all have a lot of UK viewers and people viewing in Ahmed's home country, which I don't know which one that would be. Jersey.
It sounds more like this. In my country.
To the people asking, it's going to be a random from chat.
Yeah.
So we'll get to that in a little bit.
Pay attention.
Yeah, I mean,
you want to tell them what food? So we've been joking about fugu. I mean fuju in the chat. You want to tell them what that is, because it's not very descriptive.
Yeah, no, the name's not descriptive at all. But it's 4 different vanillas, 4 different creams, 2 tobaccos, and cinnamon Danish in it. It's got 12 different flavors in it. And it's pretty good, if you ask me. I don't know. Fubaka might be able to attest to that. I am working on a fuju without the tobaccos in it, because I know a lot of people were really asking me about that.
I want one.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'm going to take the tobaccos out and put graham cracker in, which I actually have a beta of it right here on my Shark.
Do that. Yes, do that.
It's not bad. I think it needs a little bit more work before. But yeah, we usually do R&D on our flavors. It usually takes us around 3 to 4 months to really come out and nail down a flavor through alpha testing, which is me, and then beta testing, which is everybody else before it goes public. So we're always open to new flavor ideas too. So if you want to send us a message or email or anything like that, we'll try and whip something up. But
so that's
4 different flavors in it.
Yeah, that's not all you guys do, right? Or that's not all you do personally.
No. I'm also the the president of the Louisiana Association of Electronic Cigarette Retailers, and we're a local trade organization that is fighting for vapors' rights in the state. As some of y'all may know, we lost New Orleans to a smoking ban, and they lumped in vaping, and it's a smoking in public ban. So we're still trying to fight it, and it doesn't go into effect until April 20th, which I thought was kind of ironic because that's 420. Yeah, they're trying to play another joke on us or something. But yeah, there's all this debacle going on. Like Harrah's, the casino downtown, they're trying to get a clause in saying they can have a specific smoking room just dedicated to smoking.
Well,
And
they had that before, right? Well, last year when I went and I was there in town, they had like a whole room that was just the smoking area.
well, that was the whole casino. It's one giant room.
I thought they had like there was a bunch of card tables, and I saw that the room itself was just.
No, that's the poker room.
Is it? Huh? Because I saw that you could smoke in there.
Yeah, because you could smoke at the craps tables and at the roulette tables all you want. Trust me.
Gotcha.
But yeah, like I would go in there and vape, and they would all love it, you know, like especially the dealers. But yeah, I guess that's not going to happen anymore. But yeah, it's basically an organization comprised of all of the stakeholders in the business. Because when they drafted this bill, they didn't allow for vape shops to be able to do sampling in their own their own shops. So that was going to kill local business, which you know is not good for the local economy. I mean, we've got shops that do 2 million plus because they've got like 7 different shops around the state, and just the tax dollars from that, they would be killing that. But we're still fighting the good fight, trying to get the word out there. If anybody is in the Louisiana area, or even if you want to join from out of state, you can go to laecr.org, and you can sign up for newsletters and all of that and see what we're trying to do to help save this community, really, that we're all a part of and we all should be fighting for. Yes, I'm preaching to the choir.
I just posted the link inside chat there for you.
Thanks, buddy.
You're welcome, buddy.
So why don't we go ahead and do that random and get that winner all set.
Drum roll. Do I get to say that now? Drum roll.
Oh, you can say that all you want, but you need to wait about
5 seconds. Oh, Matthew's got it up.
Well done.
My freaking auto clicker was going. I don't know what the hell was going on.
I wasn't sure if it was still up. I was going to slowly just go like this, wait for any additional drum rolls. The winner is BB Jean.
BB Jean.
Yep. Shoot us an email or something in chat, please, and we will make sure that you get your juice.
But yeah, I mean, I just wanted to thank y'all for letting me come on and rep that CCC. Although some people haven't noticed, there's 3 C's in my logo. That's not just.
Oh, okay.
They're bubbles.
If you look at the FedEx logo closer, you see an arrow.
An arrow.
There's a funny little thread about that. Sorry to call you out, Will, but.
Yeah, man, we got to give you props because you make good juice, right?
Yep.
And you're very active in the advocacy where you are, which is one of those things that we were just talking about how important it is for the vendors that you buy from to be active in advocacy.
Yeah, I mean, I when I do buy juice, I make sure that they're advocating for their cause in their state, because if New Orleans can fall, any city in the U.S. can fall. I mean,
and that's another example too. Is you have a day job, you run a successful juice business, and you still have time for the advocacy. So no one has a fucking excuse.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, it's rough, but it's all for a good cause. I mean, I was a 2-pack-a-day smoker, in between Camel Lights and Marlboro Blend 27s, and it took me a month to transition off, and I finally did. And I was on an Ego battery for the longest time, and then I quickly fell down the rabbit hole. And yeah, I mean, couldn't find an all-day vape that I really liked, so I started Crystal City Clouds, which I think is how a lot of these juice companies are started. You know, you think you can make it better. I mean, I don't think I make, obviously, anything compared to most. I don't think it's amazing, but other people do, which is great to hear.
I'm humble too.
You work so hard on something, and then you get a good review, and you're like, holy shit, I got a review. Like this is awesome.
I think you got Andy's definitely pegged, man. I said, I sat there and ate an Andy's, and then vaped a little later, and it's like, damn, man, that's spot on. So.
Yep. Do we have a second winner? Because I don't have no answer from Baby.
I do. Reroll in a sec, but while we're all still on the topic of Andy's, what I like most about it, aside from its spot-on accuracy of flavor, is when he sent me the beta, he sent me a 30. First of all, I'd shoot through that shit in 36 hours. I just vaped nothing but that. Granted, I had to change my cotton twice, but fucking worth it. The thing is, the flavor is still like very much in your mouth after you eat an Andy's mint.
Yeah.
Like you taste it on your tongue. It's like almost like an Andy's hot chocolate.
Yeah. I really want to insert a line of, he's not the juice vendor we deserve, but he's the juice vendor that we need.
And for all you viewers out there,
juice deserves to be free of diacetyl.
I'm not wearing hockey pants.
They think they can fool us with this.
Here we go. We're gonna re-roll. Let's re-roll.
Let's go.
Boner Soze.
What?
Boner Soze.
Wait.
I've never been prouder to give away juice to a better name.
Boners Jose. I thought it was saying Boners Jose.
Boner Soze is.
Of course you thought that.
I don't hear. They're good.
BB's mainlining Diesel through urethra. He doesn't know he's won yet.
He doesn't know he won yet, right? So he's talking and he doesn't know. He doesn't know he won yet. So hold on. Here we go. Waiting for it.
Wait for it.
Come on, Boner. Let's have your email. Catch up.
Boner!
On the topic of the SX Mini, I've got my original SX Mini, and yes, it is a fucking workhorse. I take it on set with me, and yeah, it's gotten a little beat up, but it just works just as well as the day I got it. Like, no problems. And I actually use it on soft mode, so screw you haters.
Yeah, I do. I use mine on soft mode too when I'm running, even running just regular Canthal, because I'll set it to like probably 60 watts, and then I'll hit it and on like a 0.2 ohm coil, and it'll just ramp up and right at. I don't know what it is, but with certain juices, that ramp up when you get right at the top is like the perfect, last little inhale that you want, and then I don't know. I like that control. So
I have information from Boner Soze.
Nice.
All right.
So we are good. On that note, then I guess it's about time for tech time. Yeah, Masty.
I'm getting messages from these stupid people.
Yep.
Start setting up.
Yep.
Okay, let's see.
I think I've got it. No. Is it working? Hold on. Wait for it. Yep. Right.
Oh, snap.
Right.
Fucking pissed.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Where's he going?
They're gonna be fucking pissed.
Just introduce yourself. We got the show now.
Hashtag kick hack, motherfucker.
Dude, just say what you're vaping on and who you are. That's all they do, right? I mean.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Pretty much it.
I'm the Anxious Vapor. I'm vaping on a Bow Cardinalizer.
I'm a Kukaka. I'm vaping on this some kind of box with some engravings on it. Some bathtub juice.
Well, I didn't mention the flavor is Decaying hot dog flavor.
Oh, that's the best.
Dude, I ate that shit all week last week, man. It's pretty solid.
Yeah.
I mean, we started late, just like they did.
I mean, I think it's alright. But,
what you vaping on over there, Grundle Buddy?
I'm Grundle Bunny 77. And I think I'm the highest of horses in here.
Yeah, you are.
I think everybody in the chat knows who we are. We're the Wisps of Caution. I'm vaping on my ego pass through.
Only the best, right?
Classic.
My CE4.
Hell yeah.
What are you vaping on, Pupaka?
Oh, you want me to say it again? I'm on this this box thing with engravings.
No.
With some shit bathtub juice.
Yeah. Huh. So
I'm rocking my my Vapor Flask DNA 1000.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
You get that on Fast
Just
Tech?
came out. Fuck yeah, I got it off Fast Tech. It's the only way to shop, man. Only way to shop.
Only way. Anxious. Why do you look so worried, man? Why you keep looking down at your chat?
I'm fine, man. I don't know. I just think that they're gonna be pissed that we took over their live chat.
No, dude, don't worry about it. It's gonna be fine.
Dude, Pukaga, I can smell your Voop from here, dude. You give us a flush or something, dude.
For real, dude. Courtesy flush, man. That's just rank.
Yeah, I mean.
But anyway, dude. So I picked up this Vapor Flask DNA 1000, right? Dude, like it's set in Kelvin, so I'm set on like 800 Kelvin right now. I think it's like 980 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
You gotta wick this thing with fucking chupacabra hair so it doesn't get a burnt hit.
Yeah.
Flavor's a little funky.
I heard you couldn't get chupacabra hair unless you got like, what is it? Hashtag kickbacks? I mean, who?
Yeah, hashtag kickbacks, man.
Kickbacks. I mean, that's
yeah.
What?
How does it vape? Is it satisfying enough?
I mean, it's all right.
Yeah, you can use a little more.
It's not as good as my 500 watt flavor build. But
Since we hijacked his tech time, you should probably do something like tech
Yeah,
time.
isn't that right? You got something good going on
Should we do a rec time?
Rec time.
Let's do a rec
Tech
time.
times is for
Get
the
that
professional
rec time
people.
going.
Most,
that rec time.
we'll show you professional.
So today we are going to mod a fucking Sega Genesis. Because, you know, back in the day when you were playing Sega Genesis, what did a Sega Genesis need? A fucking Fat Daddy 510 and an Auto P9.
Auto P9.
So, first things first, we gotta drill some holes.
Sorry, guys. Had to.
So, I don't know if you can hear this drill, but it's pretty fucking angry.
I like
So
it.
we're just gonna. I think I'm gonna put my switch in the side. We'll just. Right there. It looks like a good switch hole.
Put the 510 on the other side. Put it on the other side.
Okay. Fuck it. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, this was actually supposed to be early vaping technology. They've got the SX7 chip in here.
Dude, it's like golf.
It is not temperature controlled.
Is that even out
No
yet?
temperature control.
Is it even out yet, or did you just get kickbacks?
This was hashtag kickbacks 1987. Like, this was waiting for me when I got out the womb. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we need a 510 hole. I'm gonna put it on the top, man. Gotta have it on the top.
Solid.
So yeah, that's solid. And then about battery safety, man, you need vent holes. You gotta have vent holes. So you just. There's a solid vent hole. There's a solid vent hole right there. And then,
dude, you're starting to ruin it now.
It's competition.
Do the triangular battery system. It works really, really well.
I was with you up until the.
Yeah, what kind of battery are you using in that?
It's gonna be a 8,000 volt, 96 million milliamp LiPo battery. And I'm just gonna, like everybody else, man, I'm just gonna put one of those quarter amp micro USB chargers in it.
That's like
it's gonna set on fire anyways. It really gives a fuck.
Yeah. Hey, if you're gonna go down, you might as well go down in flames, dude.
Dude, I think I missed in my hole. I gotta go buy another one of these. This fucking rectangle.
Hey, well, you know how like people, how anxious over there is the vaping on a cardo. Well, you're gonna vape on a cartridge.
There, I got it.
We get back up? Are we back up, everybody?
Y'all got a cigarette?
I think so.
Okay, cool. All right. Sorry about that, guys. I think we lost the show for a second there.
What was that?
I don't know, technical issues, man. Like, I don't know what the fuck happened, but show just kind of.
It's been happening to a lot of forums lately.
I know, right? Just going down and shit. Like.
Yeah, Reddit's getting DDoSed right now.
I appreciate everybody who waited in here with us, actually, a lot. Yeah, that was a lot longer than I was hoping.
It was not sweet tea, don't worry. I don't
think so. I mean, I actually finished my sweet tea earlier, but I literally, it's right here. It's empty, so it wasn't me.
Well,
reincarnated in Mast's computer.
That's what Sean gets for putting the SSSH in one of the freaking hangouts. People just come in and take over. I told you. That's how you prevent hangout snipers, because now they got the ability to just come in your freaking live stream without you camming them up.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think we pretty much just lost all of tech time on that. So I guess it's pretty late. We might as well end, yeah.
Yep.
All right.
So yeah, everybody, thanks for watching. It looks like we lost our guest in that transition. So big thanks to Crescent City Clouds for coming on. Major props to him.
Right.
Hey, have a good one, everybody.
Did you have a video to run?
Peace.
We don't smoke. Fuck off! Fuck off!